Well, this is going to be fun. What's up, everybody? Oh, my voice sounds weird. So, as you recall from the last video, I've been studying the Relient K's album to try to figure out why it is that I like the album so much front to back, trying to pinpoint exactly the kind of what particular things are like consistent throughout the album, so I can incorporate some of those techniques into my own songwriting, so that I will write more songs that I like and not songs that I absolutely don't like. So yeah, so I finished actually going through the entire album and writing out basically most of all the chord progressions that appear in the album, and let's see how many there are. Yeah, so there's about a little over 100 different specific progressions in the album, most of which are pretty simple, like a 4-4-1-5 progression, or a 6-5-4-2, 1-4, or it's an 8-chord progression, 1-1-4-4-6-5-4-4. Yeah, that's an interesting one. So yeah, if you don't really know what I'm talking about with the numbers and stuff, it's music theory, so don't worry about it. And so yeah, so now I have about 100 different starting points, because technically, like, every single one of these progressions, I'm sure, has been used in other songs by other bands, so none of these are copyrighted. I mean, especially not the progression that's just the 4-chord. Another thing that was kind of cool on the song, I never realized this before, but on the last song of the regular version of the song's called When I Go Down, and it actually features a key change. It starts off in E major and ends in, well, it ends in E major too, but the majority of the song's actually in D major. So it kind of has that, instead of like the kind of pop, the kind of common thing in pop music is to go up a whole step, maybe like at the end of a song or something, to kind of give it that extra boost in the final chorus. But it's interesting that this song starts out in E major, but then quickly progresses to D major. So it actually goes back a whole step. And it kind of, again, stays in D major for most of the song, and then at the very end, which isn't even a chorus, it comes back into E major. I'm rambling too much, aren't I? So, and you can listen to the album to hear exactly kind of the style of sound, but, I mean, obviously, just by listening through it once, you can tell power chords and distorted guitar are kind of a common thread throughout the album. And there's also, because lead singer Matt Thiessen, I think he plays guitar probably more on the album, but he's also, I think his first instrument was piano. So there's, like, on the song Let It All Out, and on Be My Escape, and on a bunch of other parts, I So Hate Consequences, toward the end there, there's a lot of, like, piano stuff, which I think is really cool. So yeah, I like kind of the piano vocal kind of that goes through some of the quieter moments on the album, so I might try to incorporate some of that in production as well. The problem is I'm not a great piano player, so I might see about enlisting some help for that. So now that I've kind of dissected the majority of the harmonies and stuff, the chord progressions and whatnot, I was kind of trying to go through the songs and figuring out the melodies on the guitar, and trying to figure out what's kind of some of the core common themes of Relient K's melodies. And one thing that kind of I noticed right away is they use a lot of very stepwise motion, particularly using the first 3 notes of the major scale, Do, Re, Mi, and sometimes adding the 5th note of the scale in certain parts to add kind of intensity and just make it more fun. Also, the first 3 notes of the scale, as well as the 5th and the 6th, those are all technically would be the pentatonic scale for, like, the minor chord of a major key. That would be like the pentatonic scale based on that's actually the pentatonic scale. So yeah, not only do a lot of the melodic parts focus on moving scale-wise, they usually focus on going through the pentatonic tones mainly, and then adding kind of the 4 or the 7 notes kind of as needed, so to speak, and usually those are completely stepwise. I'm rambling too much, aren't I? So yeah, I've only been going through basically the first and second songs on the album, analyzing the melody, so that's what I've come up with so far. So we'll see how the rest of the album lines up with those kind of guidelines. But I don't want to spend the first month of working on this triple album merely focusing on songs and then waiting until I feel like I know everything perfectly to be able to write songs. I think the best way to learn how to write songs is to actually write songs. I'm rambling too much, aren't I? So, so that's what we're going to do right now. I'm setting the timer for 20 minutes using my cool cube timers. And, yeah, so we'll see you at the end of these 20 minutes and see if I come up with anything I like.
And we're back! I completed the 20 minutes in segments because I'm doing a million other things today, but I did finish the last minute of the 20 minutes. And yeah, this is what I have so far. So I actually came up with a kind of a simple guitar riff that's probably been used before by millions of bands. But so yeah, I came up with kind of a simple guitar riff using the first 3 notes of the scale, and it basically goes like this.
I'm rambling too much, aren't I? So,
So yeah, very, very simple. Hopefully I'm not ripping anybody off by using that. I was thinking for a chord progression underneath that riff be 1, 5, 2, 4 of the major scale. So yeah, unfortunately I only have so many hands and so many strings, so I can't do that exactly right now. But you might hear it later if the song makes it onto the album. But okay, so here's basically what we got so far. Basically first verse, chorus. I woke up on a Saturday, couldn't stop eating the orange parfait. I couldn't ask you for much more. I took some time to eat some food, didn't realize I was being rude when I roughly shoved you out the door. Now I'm playing ignorance when I can't see you, and no one ever really told me that I'm writing a new story. Take flight and come right back. No one said it would be easy, but my hands are just so greasy, and it's time for a snack. We like food. So yeah, don't worry, none of those lyrics are probably going to stay. I was trying to mainly focus on the melody and stuff in this 20 minutes, so I was literally just coming up with whatever fit and wasn't too freaky for scratch lyrics. So yeah, but in general I'm liking this song. I feel like it's a little more catchy than the one I talked about last video. So yeah, yeah, we'll see where this goes.
I'm rambling too much, aren't I? So,